Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today we're gonna work with Nmap and we're gonna do some practice on the comment and how we're gonna use the Nmap and what usual comments we can use. So I'm gonna do a lot of things and I'm gonna do it in Kali, not in Windows, but you can install the Nmap on your Windows. If you want, you can download it for Windows and you can install it on your Windows. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna run my Kali Linux here, and if you didn't watch this video that how you can install Kali, you can check my channel. I'll put the link in description to watch the video how you can install Nmap on your Windows and without any VirtualBox and the graphical Nmap. So I'm gonna move to my graphical Kali Linux. Oh, sorry. Take a second. And we are in a Kali. So first of all, I'm gonna say some introduction about the Nmap. You can scan the IP, you can bypass the firewall, you can do a lot of things with Nmap. So there are a lot of comments with Nmap, so I'm gonna test it on my local IP address to see what we're gonna have. So let's start the terminal here and let's make it some zoom. Okay, the structure of Nmap is like this. There you have a lot of items and some of them are not in here. You can create the script for your Nmap and a lot of things. So I'm gonna start with a simple one. Nmap IP address. So I'm gonna check it to see what I got here. Let's take a long cause it's full complement of Nmap, and if you hit the enter you can see the progress. Okay, so I scan the local IP address. I see all the ports are open and a lot of ports here are open. Let's move up to see. Okay, all of the services and ports are open. So I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna change my IP address. So I'm gonna use OpenVPN to do that, and I'm gonna try that Nmap again to see what we're gonna have. So you see you can host systems down if it's really up, but blocking our ping props. Sometimes you cannot access the host or IP address because you're not in a range of IP address, so you should do it pingless. So for that we use the usual command of Nmap and -pn. So it's gonna be pingless and we're gonna have the list of ports again. Oh, it's a lot. So you can get the ping from it like this. It's gonna take a long. I just gonna wait for reply. I changed my IP address to see what is gonna happen, and without that you can check the ports and a lot of things. So Ports and service are important for brute force and attacks. So hackers try to check the ports like SSH, like telnet port, like HTTP port, and HTTPS. A lot of services, they try to find out which port is open, and sometimes the ports are blocked, it's filtered, and you need to bypass it with firewall. And sometimes the ports are closed, mean the service is not active. Sometimes the port is shadow, sometimes it's like that. I mean the SSH port is been forwarded from from the ports of 21 or 22 to another port. I mean, when you try to log in with any username and password with that port to telnet or SSH, you will get the command of welcome command and you can log in, but it's the shadow port, there is nothing in there. So the attackers try to find the services, find the ports, find everything that they can to try to brute force the attack. And sometimes you should change your IP address, sometimes you should be in a range of IP address to scan the ports. Like this, I changed my IP address to a server in Turkey, so I cannot access the IP of my local IP address, and I'm trying to do it pingless, so it's a lot to scan, but I think it's 79%. You should find the ports, you should scan for ports to see which port is open, which port is filter, which port it's been forward, which one is shadow, which service you can use, which service you can try to attack, and which type of attack you can do with that port. So mostly Nmap used for scanning the target, scanning the services, scanning the ports, scanning the some injections. You can check in this the IP address is injectable or not. So this scan is done, and you see host is up, and all 1000 filtered TCP port, no response. So this is why I'm using the IP address of another country. So I'm gonna scan a port. So the usual port is 22, port 80, port 40, 443. So I'm gonna do nmap -p so you can scan the port. I want 22, I want 80, and I want 443 with the IP 192.168 and 11. So let me see what we have. So the ports are open. When the status is open, the service is SSH, and this port is HTTP, and this one is the HTTPS. So I'm gonna change my IP address again, and I'm gonna run this command. So you see, you should try to use it pingless, so don't ping the IP address. And you see now the ports are filtered. So this is because of I'm not in the range of IP address, and the firewall blocks me to see the ports and try to log in the ports, and I can't use the services of this port. So you should try to be in a range of IP address, or you should bypass the port, or you should try to get in with some filters. So For getting the IP address, you need to get the range of IP address and see which IP address you can get. So I'm gonna go with Nmap IP address, and I'm gonna get the range of the IP address -10. So maybe you can get through some ports and some services in this range of IP address. So this is going too long because it's going to scan all the ports, and with this range maybe you can get an IP address in this range, or you can use another IP address that it's not filtered, it's not on firewall, and you can use another IP address to attack the main IP or main server. So this is why you get the range IP. So it's taking so long because it's local IP address and all ports are scanning. So yeah, this type of scanning is useful actually, because obviously all the servers have subnets, sub servers. I mean, there is a main server that it's been local, that's been created with main IP address, and a lot of servers using the range of that IP address, and the network is local, and you can use another IP address to access the main server for some type of services and systems. So giving up on ports because let's recap it 10. So it's gonna take a long because it's scanning all the IP addresses of this range, and it's a lot of IP addresses. So this is why it's taking so long. Actually, it's 10 IP addresses, and it's checking open ports of every of this IP addresses. So let's wait to see what we're gonna have. It's gonna scan 10 IP addresses and 10 ports of that IP addresses. 10 all the ports of that 10 IP addresses. I mean the range of 192.160.1.1 and until 192.168.1.10. So it's gonna scan all these IP addresses and the ports. So you may can access one of the IP addresses, and you can use the service, or you can get the IP address in that range. So let's wait to see. It's 52%. Let's wait some to get the response. So let's make it some, not of 10, 2 of them. See how long it's gonna take. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit time. Okay, you see the IP addresses are scanned. 2 IP addresses, one of the first main IP address and second one. You see the ports are open and the services are shown here. This is for second IP address, and this is for first IP address. So it's gonna take some IP addresses, guys. They may have some CDN or firewalls or anything, and sometimes are pingless, and sometimes you cannot access it. So even for my local IP address, some of them are filtered, and I should bypass to access that IP address. So sometimes you need to scan the subnet. I mean, scan all hosts in subnet of the IP. 256 IPs should be scanned like this. Nmap the IP address and the range 24. Let's see what we got here. Whoa, it's taking so long. So this is how you get the all subnet IP addresses and all hosts on subnets, and it's gonna scan 256 of IP addresses of the subnet. This network discovery, maybe you don't have all of these hosts, so let's see what we're gonna have. So you see we have 160 hosts here. So it's gonna take so long to discover all the subnets, and it depends on your network, on your IP address. I say sometimes you are blocked by firewall. You need to bypass the firewall. You need to change your IP address. You need to be in range of IP address, or a lot of things depends on that. And the best method to get the access is to be in the range of IP address. Okay, so after all this scans and finding ports, so there is something here that it's useful for a fast scan of ports. Nmap --top ports. So you can give the number of the ports that you want to scan. I'm gonna scan 20 ports of that IP. So it's gonna scan top 20 ports. So you see FTP is filter, SSH is filter, and some of them are open, like MySQL is open. And this is how you can scan the ports of IP address. If you increase the size of the scan like this, it's gonna take more time, so it's gonna do it so fast. So it's my local IP address. So you see I have the 200 ports and all of them are open. So I don't have all these services, but the ports are open, and it doesn't use firewall because I'm using local one. So then you're gonna after scanning the ports, you're gonna find the services running on this IP address. I mean, detect the version of service running on open ports, providing more details of this IP of this port, and more details and information about the target. So I'm gonna use nmap dash small s capital V and the IP address. Let's see what we're gonna have. Oh, it's taking so long. Let's try another IP address. I think if I make it 0, it's gonna do it faster. Yeah. Okay, we should wait. Still we should wait. It's my local IP address, but again it's gonna take some time. Are you one person? %. So let me choose another IP address to see. Okay, I'm gonna use another IP address because it's taking so long on my local. I'm gonna paste it here. Let's just start the scan. So it's not my local IP address, it's a random IP. So all of them is gonna take so long. So I'm just gonna show you what's gonna happen here. When you scan the ports here, you will have the services. So this -sp, it's gonna get you more detail about the service and how the what service is actually doing and how you can access the service. This is how it's gonna work. It's the same like the scanning the ports, but with service details that the service what's gonna the service do, like FTP, how I'm gonna use it, how the ports is using, what port program is working with it. So it's taking so long. I'm gonna move forward because the video is gonna take so long because we have a lot of comments here. And next one. So after detecting the ports, scanning the ports, we want to check the operating system of the server. So it's so easy. Nmap dash capital O and the IP address. So it's gonna scan the operating system of the service. Let's see what we got here. This is how you can scan the port operating system, sorry. Let's see what we're gonna have. Okay. Okay, it's been freeze, I think. Let me try another IP address, a random one, to see what we can get. So it depends on your internet connection and the server. Let's see what we're gonna have. Okay. Again, we will have this scan port and OS detection. So in OS detection, you may not get result because they may have some firewalls on it, and OS fingerprint ideal because missing closed TCP ports, so result it's incomplete. No OS matches for host. So you cannot find the OS here, so I think it's for previous IP address. Let me see. Okay, let me do it with another IP address to see. I'm changing my local IP address. Now let's see what we're gonna have. Oh, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna use -bn. Oh, it's gonna take not so long. So I'm saying again, it depends on your internet connection and the server. Okay. I changed my IP address. You see, this port is these ports are opened, and we see result. It's mean it's not, they're not sure that what operating system is, but they're giving the percentage of detection. So 89% it's free BSD and Google Android, and 86% Linux, and a lot of things. So you can check it like that, and it's gonna detect the OS, and sometimes it's not gonna detect because the OS is not easy to check. Okay. The next comment is discover active host in subnet without scanning the ports. I'm gonna scan just pinging, how the ping is gonna work. So I'm gonna go with nmap-sp IP address /24. So this is just to scan the ping. It's not gonna scan the IP addresses. It's gonna, I think, yeah, this one is taking so long too. So you can get the subnet IP addresses, subnet masks from this IP without scanning the ports. 10%. I can't increase the speed of this scan because it's taking time. Oh, go so fast. Okay. The IP addresses of subnet IP addresses start from 1.1, and you see the host is up. It's gonna just ping the IP address. It's not gonna scan the ports. See, all hosts are up. Not all of them. You see 256 IP addresses scanned, and 170 hosts are up. It means they're online. So the next thing that we're gonna scan, there are two type of port. We have TCP port and we have UDP. So I'm gonna first scan the TCP ports and to see what TCP ports are reliable on network and how strict with firewalls. Nmap-st. Gonna go with IP address to see the TCP ports. Okay, these are our TCP ports that is scanned, and because this is my local, all of them are open, and here we are. So, and now I'm gonna scan the UDP ports. So, gonna go with small s and capital U and the IP address. Oh, it's gonna take some time. So let me just limit it to 20 ports to see what happens. So that's interesting. It's open and filtered. So status of the ports. You can use the firewall. You should bypass the firewall if it's filter, or if it's sometimes it's shadow ports. I mean, the port's gonna be forward to another port. The service is gonna be forward to another port without any changes. You may not find the correct ports. So this is how the system works. I think the Barclays Bank have this system, the shadow ports. Let me just switch my IP address and let me just check the IP of the website. I think they had shadow ports. So let me just get the IP of the bank. Okay, this is the IP of Barclays Bank. I'm not gonna attack it, I'm just gonna check the port. Okay, you see, no, it's filtered. They've changed it. Okay. It's not shadow. Okay. Let's go to the next command. So this one is actually for scanning without DNS resolution. So what's gonna happen here? Sometimes we want to scan the IP address, so you're gonna scan it faster, and you have a large amount of data you want to get, so you're gonna skip the DNS resolution here. So you should use to scan like this: nmap-n, the IP address. So it's gonna escape the DNS. You see, when I wanted to get the IP address, when I wanted to scan the IP address, took so long, but when I use this command -n, okay, I think my terminal is full. Okay, when I use -n, the DNS just escaped DNS resolution and scan faster. So for faster scan, we have scanning without DNS resolution, and we have another faster scanning. So we have custom timing scan. So you can scan with custom time. So it's gonna increase the speed but sometimes it's gonna miss the details, or maybe more detectable. So I mean, your IP address is gonna be detected on the server. So it's faster, but it's not so secure. So I'm gonna go with the -T4. You see, it's blocking me here. So I'm gonna go with PN. It's faster scan, but you may not can scan a lot of things or correctly. You see, the time is Okay, it's faster scan, but it's not so reliable, and sometimes you're not gonna get your results that you want. So let's clear this up, and I want to start another command to detect the firewall. So this scan, it's gonna help you detect the firewall it's present on the system. So I'm gonna go with nmap -sa IP address, and let's see what we're gonna have here. So let's do it another way. I'm gonna do it faster. I'm gonna change my IP address, my local IP. Okay, so I'm gonna scan the top port dash top dash ports. Gonna scan the 20 ports of this IP address and see the firewall detection. Sorry, should be -pn. Change my IP address. Okay, you see their filter, and let's do it without. Oh, sorry, should remove the PN. It's my local IP address. Let's scan the 20 ports. If it's any firewall, I'm gonna see it here. Okay, it's filtered. That's great. So you can see, let me just try it again. So the ports are filtered. The exact, I mean, when you use this command is gonna tell you the truth of the IP. The shadow that I talked about, it's working here. If you use this command, you can see the port is shadow or not. It's a service on that port, or it's a shadow port. Okay, so I'm gonna make the scan easier. So I'm gonna scan for just open ports and display just all open ports on the system. So for that, it's easy. Nmap -open and the IP address. Let's use another IP address, because mine is actually local. Change my IP address. So this is gonna just show you the open ports. One host is update. One host is up actually. Oh, this one's, it's gonna take so long too. So let me change the command. -open -top dash oh sorry, top dash ports I'm gonna just scan for first 100 ports of this IP address. Let's see. Okay. This is just gonna show you the open ports. It's at Barclays Bank IP address, the TCP, 3 TCP ports, one for domain, one for HTTP, and one for HTTPS. Just these ports are open, and it's gonna show you the open ports. I'm gonna go further on this, so I'm gonna check any problem on the IP address. So I'm gonna run a script to check any issue on the IP address. So I'm gonna go for local one because it's gonna take long, I think, again, and it's like dash dash script equal vu ln and the IP address. Oh, sorry. So if any any injectable thing if the IP address have any injectable thing on themselves, it's gonna be in this script, so it's gonna take some time. Okay, we should wait it here. It's gonna take some time. Should wait. We can't do anything else. Still, we should wait. Taking some time. I can't do anything. You should just wait. Okay, let's try another IP ad. Okay, let's try another IP address because I think it's taking so long. I'm gonna go with another IP address. I'm gonna change my IP address here. Okay, so let's just change the IP. Okay, this is gonna take more line. No, it's working better. So when you hit enter, you just can get the time and how much time you need. Gonna go with enter. Okay, it's taking so long. I should just wait. Cannot pause the video. So it's gonna look for injectable things. It's taking so long, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. Wait. See if we get results. So it's gonna take so long to get the scan, and you need more faster internet. So, but the comment is this: dash dash script dash 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 script equal to vuln and then space IP address. So it's gonna get the IP address. We check the OS, scanned the OS with dash O. So there's another command that it's gonna try harder to get the OS and operating system. So I'm gonna try that again. Nmap dash O dash space dash dash OS scan dash guess, and I want to use the IP address. Let's see what happens. So it's kind of brute force of checking the OS scan. Okay. So you see the detection here, but it's not completely correct, because detection of OS is not so easy here, but it's more, this scan it's more harder. So you see dash O and dash OS scan, dash guess, and your IP address. So sometimes you have IPv6 IP version of version of 6, and you don't want to scan the IPv4. So the command is nmap 6 for scanning the IP address of 6. IP version 6, and let's paste. Oh, sorry. Nmap 6, and I'm gonna give an IP address. See what happened. So I think I don't have IPv6, but let's try it again. Oh, sorry, there was a problem here. It should be dash 6. So my IP address not found, because there is no IPv6 on this, and I think a video takes so long scanning our taking so long, so I'm gonna stop the video, and we're gonna have a more video about the Nmap for brute force, for DNS brute force, for TCP sync scan, and a lot of things. We're gonna have it, but this video is, I think it's took so long. And try to use the comment on different IP addresses. Don't try to attack it with this method, because it's not for attacks, it's just for checking. And we're gonna have another video with more and more Nmap comments, but I think this one is taking so long. This video is taking so long, but I'm gonna stop the video. We're gonna have another video of Nmap, so we're gonna have it soon for a lot of interesting more Nmap comments, because these are just the usual and common Nmap comments. So I just made this video for basic comments, but we're gonna have a lot of Nmap comments on our videos, special comments, and I just use the basic comments. And sorry for some of the IP addresses I couldn't scan, because I'm using proxy on some of them, because I don't want to attack any target now. For real attacking, we're gonna have a VPS on our system, or on VirtualBox for attack, and I want to give the real IP address for that for attacking. We're gonna have that video, and that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Try the comments that I couldn't get result, because some of the comments are taking so long, or my IP address is different, because I'm using two local IP address, I'm using proxy, VPN, and a lot of things. Try the IP addresses, different IP addresses with that, and see what happens. We're gonna have more videos of Nmap. We're gonna have a brute force attack, not in a real host or real servers, in so virtual servers, and but it's gonna be real attacks. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I'm waiting for your comments. Thank you so much for watching this video.